Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be diving into something
Okay.
that sounds kind of complex at first,
Mm-hmm.
but it's designed to make all our lives a lot easier. It's
Yeah,
called LLMStack.
that's right.
And basically, it's this platform that lets you build your own AI tools.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing is you don't even need to know how to code to use it.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about like harnessing the power of generative AI,
Okay.
the tech that's behind things like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
instead of just using those tools like pre-built tools,
right.
LLMStack lets you create your own custom solutions.
So, like, instead of me spending hours writing a blog post,
Yeah.
I could just have an AI do it for me.
Well,
Sign me up.
it's not quite as simple as like clicking a button,
Okay.
but you're getting the idea.
Yeah.
LLMStack lets you connect different AI models,
Mm-hmm.
think of them like specialized AI workers,
Okay.
and then feed them your own data to create something truly unique.
Okay. I am intrigued, but I'm also a little bit intimidated. How does this whole like connecting AI models thing actually work?
Yeah.
I'm not a programmer.
Well, that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
It's a no-code platform,
Oh, okay.
which means you can visually build these AI systems
Right.
without writing a single line of code.
Okay.
It's kind of like, think of it like piecing together building blocks.
Building blocks like
Yeah.
Legos.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have different types of AI models,
Right.
each with its own kind of specialty, and LLMStack lets you connect them in a specific order to
Yeah.
create a workflow.
Right.
So you could tell one model
Mm-hmm.
to analyze data, then pass that analysis to another model
Yeah.
to generate text, and so
Okay.
on.
So it's like an AI assembly line
Mm-hmm.
where each model has a specific job to do.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
And the cool thing is that LLMStack supports a bunch of different AI model providers like
Okay.
OpenAI, Cohere, Stability AI.
Oh, wow.
So you have a lot of flexibility in choosing the best models for your needs.
Wait, so that means I wouldn't be stuck with just one company's AI?
Yeah,
Because
right.
I know sometimes these like tech platforms try to lock you in.
That's a smart observation.
Yeah.
And you're right to be wary of that.
Yeah.
But with LLMStack, you're not tied to any particular provider.
Okay.
You can mix and match models from different companies
Okay.
to
Awesome.
create a truly custom solution.
That's a big plus in my book.
Yeah.
Freedom of choice, always good.
Absolutely.
But I'm still a bit fuzzy on how like my own data fits into all this. you
Sure.
know?
So that's a key piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
LLMStack lets you bring in your own data from various sources.
Mhm.
Think Google Drive, Notion, even websites,
Wow.
and use it to train and power your AI applications.
So instead of relying on some like generic AI that was trained on this massive data set of who knows what,
Yeah.
I could have an AI that's specifically trained on like my company's data,
Yeah.
my customer interactions, or even my personal notes and documents.
Exactly. That's what makes the applications that you build with LLMStack so powerful and personalized.
Yeah.
You're essentially creating AI that understands your unique needs and context.
My mind is starting to race with possibilities here.
Mm-hmm.
Can we dive into some concrete examples of what I could actually build with LLMStack?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Imagine you are drowning in research papers for a project.
Yeah.
Instead of spending hours reading through them,
Okay.
you could build an AI research assistant with LLMStack.
Wait, so I could have an AI that like reads those research papers for me and
Yeah.
pulls out the key insights?
Yeah,
That would be a lifesaver.
exactly. You could train it on the specific topics that you're interested in,
Okay.
and it could even generate like summaries and reports tailored to your needs.
That sounds way more efficient than my current method
Yeah.
of highlighter-induced eye strain.
Absolutely.
What else?
Okay, think about social media. Instead
Yeah.
of agonizing over the perfect caption for your latest post,
Mhm.
you could have an AI generate a bunch of options for you
Okay.
based on your brand voice and target audience.
Okay. That's starting to feel like cheating.
Yeah.
In a good way, of course.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
Or imagine you're a salesperson
Okay.
who spends hours crafting personalized emails
Ugh, don't remain
to
it.
potential clients.
That's the worst part of my job.
Well, with LLMStack, you could create an AI
Okay.
that takes your customer data,
Mm-hmm.
analyzes their needs,
Okay.
and generates highly targeted emails
Okay.
that are more likely to get a response.
Hold on. So you're saying that I could build an AI that not only writes my emails for me,
Mhm.
but also make sure they're actually good and persuasive.
You got it.
Wow.
And it doesn't stop there.
What?
The source material mentions tons of other applications like automating repetitive tasks,
Hmm?
creating chatbots, generating multimedia content,
Yeah.
and even building AI-powered tools for things like Discord and Slack.
Whoa, my to-do list is already shrinking, just thinking about all this. But before I get ahead of myself, can we back up and talk a bit more about how this all actually works under the hood?
Yeah.
Like, what happens to my data when I feed it into LLMStack?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
LLMStack uses something called a vector database,
Okay.
which is a fancy way of saying it stores and analyzes your data
Right.
in a way that AI models can understand.
Okay, you lost me a bit there.
Okay.
Vector database. Is this going to require a computer science degree?
Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds.
Okay.
Remember those AI models we talked about earlier?
The ones that are like specialized AI workers.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Well, those models need a way to understand and process information,
Right.
including the data that you bring into LLMStack.
Okay.
That's where the vector database comes in.
Mm-hmm.
It essentially translates your data into a language that the AI models can speak.
So it's like a universal translator for AI.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
The vector database converts your data into something called embeddings,
Okay.
which are basically numerical representations of information.
Numerical representations.
Yeah.
Like turning words and concepts into numbers.
Precisely.
Okay.
And these numbers capture the meaning and relationships between different pieces of information
Mm-hmm.
in a way that AI models can understand and use to make decisions.
Okay, that's starting to make sense.
Yeah.
So the vector database takes my data, turns it into these numerical embeddings.
Yeah.
And then the AI models can use those embeddings to do their magic.
Exactly. It's like giving the AI models a map of your data
Okay.
so they can navigate it
Got it.
and find the information they need to complete their tasks.
This is all so fascinating,
Yeah.
but I have to admit my brain is starting to feel a bit overloaded.
I don't blame you. We've covered a lot of ground already.
Yeah.
But before we move on to even more exciting applications of LLMStack, let's just take a quick breather and revisit some of the key concepts we've discussed so far.
Yeah, a recap would be great,
Yeah,
especially for those of us who are still wrapping our heads around this whole vector database thing.
right. Okay, so let's quickly recap what we've learned so far about LLMStack. It's a no-code platform
Right.
that lets you build custom AI solutions
Okay.
by connecting different AI models,
Mhm.
kind of like building with Legos.
And those AI models can be from different companies, which
Yeah,
is great
Exactly.
because it means we're not stuck with one provider.
Yeah, you have that freedom of choice.
Yeah. Right.
And to make those AI models work their magic, we feed them data,
Right.
which gets translated into a language they understand through this thing called a vector database.
Right. The vector database turns our data into numerical embeddings
Yeah.
that the AI models can then use to
Right.
do things like analyze information,
Yeah.
generate text,
Uh-huh.
and make decisions.
You got it. So are you ready to see how all this comes together in some real-world examples?
Absolutely. I'm itching to see what kind of AI superpowers I can unlock with LLMStack.
Well, let's start with something that might resonate with a lot of our listeners.
Okay.
Content creation.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the struggle of staring at a blank page,
Oh,
trying to come up with the perfect words for a blog post,
yeah,
a social media update,
right.
or even an email newsletter.
Oh, tell me about it. I spend way too much time second-guessing myself and tweaking every sentence.
With LLMStack,
Yeah.
you can take a lot of that pressure off.
Okay.
Imagine having an AI assistant that can help you brainstorm ideas,
Right.
generate different writing styles,
Mm-hmm.
and even optimize your content for specific platforms.
Okay. That sounds amazing, but how would that actually work in LLMStack?
So let's say you're writing a blog post about a new product launch.
Okay.
You could start by feeding your product information,
Yeah.
your target audience data,
Mm.
and maybe even some competitor analysis
Okay.
into LLMStack's vector database.
So basically, I'm giving the AI all the background information it needs
It's
to
a-
understand what I'm trying to achieve.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Then you can connect a series of AI models
Okay.
to create a content generation workflow.
All right.
You might start with a model that's good at summarizing information and pulling out key points.
Okay.
This model could analyze your product information
Right.
and create a concise overview
Yeah.
of the key features and benefits.
That's already saving me a ton of time and effort.
Right. Then you could connect that output to a model
Okay.
that specializes in generating different writing styles.
Okay.
You could tell it to write in a conversational tone for a blog post,
Right.
a more formal tone for a press release,
Mm.
or even a humorous tone for a social media post.
Wait, so I could have the AI write the same information in different ways
Yeah.
depending on where I'm publishing it.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
And to top it off, You could even connect a model that's specifically trained to optimize content
Okay.
for search engines.
Wow.
It could analyze your text
Right.
and suggest keywords, headings, and other elements
Mm-hmm.
that would help your blog post rank higher in search results.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
Yeah,
This is like having an entire content marketing team at my fingertips.
it really is.
Wow.
And the beauty of it is that you can customize this workflow
Okay.
to fit your specific needs and preferences.
Right.
You can choose the models you want to use, adjust the parameters,
Yeah.
and even add your own personal touch to the final output.
This is way more than just a simple AI writing tool. It's like having a co-pilot for my entire content strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the best part is that you don't need to be a coding wizard
Right.
to make this happen.
Yeah.
LLMStack's no-code interface
Right.
makes it accessible to anyone who wants to harness the power of AI for content creation.
I'm already thinking of all the ways I could use this to streamline my work and
Yeah.
free up more time for creative thinking.
That's the power of LLMStack.
Right.
It's about empowering you to do more with less effort.
Yeah.
But content creation is just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
Let's explore another area where LLMStack can truly shine.
Sales.
Sales. Okay,
Make-
I'm all ears. I'm always looking for ways to improve my sales process,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to like tedious tasks like lead generation and outreach.
Well, imagine having an AI sales assistant
Okay.
that can handle those tasks for you,
Right.
allowing you to focus on building relationships and closing deals.
Wait, are you saying I could have an AI that finds potential customers
Yes.
and reaches out to them on my behalf?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Wow.
And with LLMStack,
Yeah.
you can tailor this AI assistant to your specific business needs and target audience.
Okay, walk me through how this would work. Where would I even start?
Let's say you have a customer relationship management system, CRM,
Okay.
filled with data about your existing customers and leads. You can connect that CRM to LLMStack's vector database, giving the AI access to a wealth of information about your ideal customer profile.
So the AI can analyze my existing customer data to understand who I should be targeting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can then connect a series of AI models
Okay.
to create an automated sales outreach workflow.
All right.
You might start with a model that specializes in lead scoring,
Okay.
which means it can analyze the data and identify the leads
Yeah.
who are most likely to convert into paying customers.
That's already super helpful.
Yeah.
By having an AI that can prioritize my leads for me so I'm not wasting time on dead ends.
Precisely.
Okay.
Then you could connect that output to a model
Okay.
that excels at generating personalized email copy.
Okay.
This model could take the information about each lead,
Right.
like their industry, their role, their pain points,
Yeah.
and craft a compelling message
Right.
that's tailored to their specific needs.
So instead of sending out generic mass emails,
Yeah.
I could have the AI create unique messages that are more likely to resonate with each individual lead.
That's the power of personalization.
Wow.
And it doesn't stop there.
Okay. What do you...
You could even connect a model that can analyze the best time to send the email
Okay.
based on factors like the lead's location
Right.
and their past engagement patterns.
This is starting to sound like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time believing this is all possible without any coding.
That's the beauty of LLMStack.
Right.
It's democratizing access to AI,
Yeah.
making it possible for anyone to build sophisticated solutions
Right.
that were previously only available to large companies with dedicated development teams.
I'm starting to feel like I'm just scratching the surface of what's possible with LLMStack.
Yeah.
This is way more than just a tool. It's like a whole new way of thinking about how to leverage AI in my business.
And we're just getting started. We haven't even touched on applications like research analysis,
Wow.
chatbot creation,
Right.
or multimedia generation. But before we dive into those,
Yeah.
let's address another important aspect of using LLMStack
Right.
deployment.
Deployment,
Yeah.
as in actually putting my AI creations out into the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once you've built your AI workflow in LLMStack,
Right.
you need a way to make it accessible to yourself or others.
Okay.
There are two main options here: deploying on your own infrastructure
Okay.
or using a cloud-based service.
Okay, break those options down for me.
Sure.
What are the pros and cons of each?
So deploying on your own infrastructure gives you more control
Okay.
over your data and your AI applications.
Right.
You have the flexibility to customize your server environment and ensure that everything meets your specific security
Right.
and performance requirements.
That sounds appealing from a control standpoint.
Oh.
But I'm guessing it also requires a lot of technical expertise.
You're right. It's definitely more technical.
Okay.
You need to have the skills and resources to manage your own servers, handle security updates,
Right.
and troubleshoot any issues that arise.
So for someone like me who's not exactly a tech whiz,
Yeah,
that option might be a bit daunting.
it can be for sure.
Yeah, what about the cloud-based option?
Cloud-based deployment is a great option
Okay.
for those who want a simpler and more managed solution.
Okay.
You basically pay a service provider to host and manage your AI applications in their cloud environment.
So I wouldn't have to worry about setting up servers or dealing with any technical complexities.
Exactly. The cloud provider handles all of that for you.
Okay.
So you can focus on building and deploying your AI solutions without having to become a sysadmin.
That definitely sounds more appealing for someone with my limited technical skills.
Sure.
But are there any downsides to using a cloud provider?
There are a few things to consider.
Okay.
First, you're entrusting your data and your AI applications to a third party,
Right.
so you need to be confident in their security and privacy practices.
That's a good point. Data security is always a concern,
Yeah.
especially when dealing with sensitive information.
Absolutely. And second, cloud services typically come with a recurring cost.
Right.
So you need to factor that into your budget.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
So it's a trade-off between control and convenience,
Exactly.
as with most things in life.
It is. But here's something that might tip the scales in favor of the cloud option.
Okay.
Promptly, the company behind LLMStack
Okay.
offers their own cloud-based platform that's specifically designed to run LLMStack applications.
So the creators of LLMStack also offer a way to easily deploy my creations.
Yes.
That seems like a match made in heaven.
It really is.
Yeah.
Promptly's cloud platform takes care of all the technical heavy lifting.
Okay.
So you can focus on building and deploying your AI solutions
Yeah.
without any hassle.
And I'm guessing they've optimized their platform to work seamlessly with LLMStack,
You got it.
since they built both.
They offer a bunch of features like version control, collaboration tools, and monitoring dashboards,
Okay.
making it easier than ever to manage and track your AI projects.
This sounds like the perfect option for someone like me,
It is a great option.
who wants to get started with AI without getting bogged down in technical details.
For sure.
Awesome.
And whether you choose to deploy on your own infrastructure or leverage Promptly's cloud platform,
Yeah.
the key takeaway is that LLMStack provides you with the flexibility and tools you need to bring your AI visions to life.
I'm sold. This is starting to feel less like a deep dive and more like a deep obsession.
That's great.
I can't wait to start building my own AI tools.
I'm glad to hear it. But before you dive headfirst into the world of no-code AI,
Yeah.
there's one more crucial concept we need to explore.
Okay, what's that?
Model chaining.
Model chaining. That sounds familiar. Didn't we touch on that earlier?
We did.
Yeah.
It's the heart of LLMStack's power and flexibility. The ability to connect multiple AI models to create sophisticated workflows.
Right.
We've alluded to it throughout our conversation,
Yeah.
but now it's time to take a closer look
All right.
at how it works in practice.
Okay, I'm ready to unlock the secrets of model chaining. Let's do this. Okay, we're back, and I'm ready to tackle this whole model chaining thing.
Right.
I'm still a little bit fuzzy on how it all works, but
Yeah.
I'm ready to have my mind blown.
You got it. Remember how we talked about LLMStack being like an AI assembly line
Yeah.
where each model has a specific job?
Yeah, like one model might summarize text, another might generate different writing styles, and so on.
Exactly. Well, model chaining is all about connecting those different models together so they can work in harmony
Okay.
to achieve a larger goal.
So it's like creating a chain reaction of AI awesomeness.
That's a great way to put it. Let's go back to our content creation example. Imagine you're writing that blog post
Yeah.
about a new product launch.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
You could start by feeding all your product information into a model that's great at extracting key features and benefits.
Okay, so that model is like the research and development whiz of our AI team.
Exactly. Then you could take the output from that model,
Okay.
the concise summary of features and benefits,
Right.
and feed it into another model that specializes in writing catchy headlines.
Ooh, so now we're adding a bit of marketing flair to the mix.
Right. And then you could take that output,
Yeah.
the catchy headline, and feed it into yet another model
Okay.
that's amazing at crafting engaging introductory paragraphs.
So we're building a story piece by piece,
Yeah.
with each AI model contributing its unique skill.
Precisely. And this chain can be as long or as short as you need it to be.
Okay.
You could add models to generate calls to action,
Right.
summarize key takeaways, even create social media snippets to promote your blog post.
Hold on, my head is spinning a little.
Yeah.
So with model chaining, I'm not just limited to using one AI model at a time.
No, not at all.
I can create these elaborate workflows that string together multiple models. Yeah,
To achieve a more complex outcome.
you got it. And the best part is that you can visualize this entire chain in LLMStack.
Okay.
You can see how the data flows from one model to the next,
Right.
and you can easily make adjustments along the way.
So it's like having a flowchart for my AI,
Yeah,
making it super clear and easy to manage.
exactly. LLMStack gives you that level of control and transparency,
Right.
which is crucial, especially when you're dealing with multiple AI models and complex workflows.
This is all starting to click for me, but I have one more question.
Right.
How do all these different AI models understand each other?
Right.
They're essentially speaking different languages,
That's
right?
a great question. LLMStack takes care of that behind the scenes.
Okay.
It has built-in tools that format the output of one model
Okay.
so that it can be understood as the input for the next model in the chain.
So it's like LLMStack is providing a universal translator
Yeah.
for all these different AI models,
Yeah.
making sure they can communicate effectively. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it goes even further than that. LLMStack also allows you to add conditional logic
Okay.
and branching paths to your workflows.
Conditional logic, branching paths. Okay, now you're really testing my non-coder brain.
Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds.
Yeah.
Think of it like this. You can tell your AI workflow, if this happens, then do that. Otherwise, do something else.
So I could create an AI system that analyzes customer feedback
Correct.
and then chooses different AI models to handle positive, negative, or neutral sentiments.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
It's like giving your AI the ability to make decisions and adapt to different situations.
This is truly mind-blowing. It's like taking all the complex decision-making that happens in my brain
Yeah.
and translating it into an AI system that can handle it automatically.
That's the power of model chaining and conditional logic in LLMStack.
Right.
It allows you to create AI systems that are not only powerful, but also intelligent and responsive.
I'm starting to feel like the possibilities are truly endless. What other crazy things can we do with this model chaining magic?
Well, we've already talked about content creation and sales, but let's take it a step further. Imagine you're a researcher
Okay.
who needs to analyze a mountain of data.
Ooh, I know that feeling all too well. Research can be incredibly time-consuming.
With LLMStack, you could create a workflow
Okay.
that starts by feeding all your data into a model that specializes in information extraction.
Mm-hmm.
This model could identify key trends, patterns, and insights from your data.
So it's like having an AI research assistant that can do the heavy lifting for me.
Exactly. Then you could connect that output to a model that excels at data visualization.
Okay.
This model could create charts, graphs, and other visuals
Right.
that make it easier to understand the insights from your data.
So instead of me staring at spreadsheets and trying to make sense of all those numbers,
Yeah.
I could have an AI that turns it into beautiful and informative visuals. Sign me up.
And to take it even further, you could connect another model that specializes in report generation.
Wow.
This model could take all the insights from the previous models and automatically generate a comprehensive report
Okay.
that summarizes your findings.
This is incredible. It's like having an entire research team working for me,
Yeah.
all powered by AI.
And it's all thanks to the magic of model chaining in LLMStack. By connecting different AI models together,
Right.
you can create these incredible workflows
Yeah.
that automate complex tasks and unlock insights
Yeah.
that would have been impossible to achieve manually.
I'm starting to think that LLMStack is the ultimate productivity hack. It's
Yeah.
like having a team of super-powered AI assistants working tirelessly to make my life easier.
That's a great way to think about it. And the best part is that LLMStack is constantly evolving.
That's awesome.
New models and features are being added all the time.
Wow.
So the possibilities are truly limitless.
This has been an incredible deep dive, and I feel like I've only just scratched the surface of what's possible with LLMStack.
You're right, there's so much more to explore.
Yeah,
But hopefully this has given you a good foundation and
Mhm.
sparked your imagination.
it definitely has. I'm already brainstorming all sorts of AI-powered projects I want to build.
That's great.
I feel like I've been given the keys to the AI kingdom.
That's the spirit.
Mm.
And remember, LLMStack has a vibrant and supportive community.
Okay.
Don't hesitate to reach out for help. share your projects, and learn from others.
That's great advice. So to all our listeners out there, if you're looking for a way to supercharge your productivity,
Yeah,
unlock new insights, or just explore the amazing world of AI, LLMStack is definitely worth checking out.
absolutely. It's an incredibly powerful and accessible platform
Right.
that's changing the way we work, create, and think.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into LLMStack.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time for another exciting adventure into the world of cutting-edge tech.